Hello boys and girls. So today we are talking about counting a new kind of coin. So in front of me I have, my friends, the penny, the nickel, and the dime. As we know, penny's the copper one. Nickel is bigger than penny in size and in how much it's worth with the smooth sides. But dime is worth even more at 10 cents, but it's smaller than these two. And it's got the edges with the ribbing on it. But now here we have the quarter. Quarter is so much bigger, it could cover any of these other coins we've talked about so far, and it is worth 25 cents. It says on it $quarter, because 1/4 is equal to $1/4 of a dollar, or 1/4 of a dollar. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So a quarter is worth 25 cents. If we are going to count quarters, we need to be able to count by 25s. So 25 is 1/4. We'll stick this right here. Just so you know, the back of a quarter may look a little different. There's the old back of a quarter, which has a little bald eagle on it. And the newer quarters have different states with all different pictures on each state, depending on what the state is. But the front of the quarter will always look like this. So 25 is 1/4. If you have 2 quarters, it's 50. So we have 25, 50, 75, 100. 4 quarters is the same thing as $1. So 4 quarters equals $1. Remember, $1 is the same thing as 100 cents. So this 100 is the same thing as decimal point $sign. That's going to be very useful when you're counting by 25s because it repeats. You'll recognize that it repeats. 25, 50, 75, 100. 25, 50, 75, 100. 25, 50, 75, 100. Repeat that over and over and it'll get stuck in your head. So, let's count quarters. We have 25, 50, 75, 100. Let's add some more. So we have 125, 150, 175, 200, 225, 250, 275, 300. I could keep going. 325, 350, 375, 400, and it keeps going and going. So if you notice, 25, 50, 75, 100. 125, 150, 175, 200. 225, 250, 275, 300. Now let's take a look. If I have a rectangle, let's change colors. If I have a rectangle and I ask you to split it into fourths, how would you do that? You could split it in half one way and then in half again. Now my rectangle is split into fourths, or it's split into quarters. So each of these you could call 25, 25, 25, 25. So $1 is the same thing as a quarter, as 4 quarters. So when we're counting, every time I get to 4 quarters, I can change it out by saying $1. So 25, 50, 75, $1. So it's the same thing. I'm going to trade these out and say $1. Now we'll keep going. 125, 150, 175, $2. What can I trade these out for? Another $1. So now we have, let me move my quarters, We have 2, 25, 2, 50, 2, 75. Now what is it? We can trade these 4 out for another $1. Now we have 3, 25, 3, 50, 3, 75, and trade it out for another $1. So I'm going to rewrite this so it looks like that. So instead of, we have 0 cents, 25 cents, 50 cents, 75 cents. And what do we usually start doing when we change over to getting in the hundreds? Usually we write it as hundreds. So this would be $1. Then this would be 125, 150, 175, $2, 225, 250, 275, and $3. Lots of counting. 25, 50, 75, 100. 25, 50, 75, 100. So, to wrap this up, I want you, so I know that I asked your parents to make sure that you have something to count with, whether it's actual quarters or pasta noodles or Legos, something to pretend that you're counting. So, first thing I want you to do, I want you to take out, I'm going to get a different color, I want you to take out 3 quarters, or 3 of your objects. 3 quarters. So I'm going to do my quarters. Let's count them together. So we say 25, 50, 75. Our 3 of the object equals 75 cents. You don't need to write anything. You're just practicing counting. 75 cents. Let's try another one. Reset your objects. Now I want you to take out 5 of your objects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 quarters. And let's count our 5 quarters. We start 25, 50, 75, $1. 125. So we call it 125. These 4 quarters we'll call $1, 1, and then we have an extra 25. Good, 125. Reset. Now pull out 8 quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quarters. Let's count them. 25, 50, 75, $1. 125, 150, 175, $2. Remember, every time you get to 4, you change to a new dollar. So 8 quarters equals, we have 2 sets of 4, $2 and no extra. Hey, isn't 4 plus 4 equal 8? So 2 sets of 4, 2 sets of dollars is $2. Something to think about, lots of connections. Okay, let's try one more before we move on. Reset, and we're gonna do 2 quarters. So pull apart 2 of your object and we'll count 25, 50. 2 quarters, I'll write it up here. 2 quarters equals 50 cents. So I encourage you to keep practicing that at home. Just keep practicing quarters. You can have your parents help you remember to write down these so you can practice counting them on your own. And but one more thing before we go, something else you'll need to know how to do. Let me get my eraser. Now we're going to go backwards. I'm going to tell you an amount and you're going to try to show it by counting. So let's say I want you to show $1.50. How many quarters will you need? Let's count until we get there. So start with one of them and we'll say 25, 50, 75, $1. 125, 150. So, I started from the very beginning, but there's a shortcut. Don't you love shortcuts? So the first shortcut, look at that $1. How many quarters are in $1? 4, right? So right off the bat, I know I can say, oh, well, if I need to show 150, I can show 4 quarters to show $1. And then I can show an extra 2 quarters, 25, 50. So that's 6 quarters. I'm going to say 6 Qs. Let's try another one. Let's show 75 cents. I'm going to write 75 cents looking like this. We know that that's the same thing as 75 cents. Okay, so if I want to show 75 cents, do I need any sets of 4? No. We just have to count by 25. So we'll show 25, 50, 75. That only took 3 quarters, 3 Qs. Let's try another one. Let's show $2.25. How many sets of 4 do we need to show? 2 sets of 4, because $2 means 4 quarters twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's $1. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's $2. And an extra 25 cents. So how do we show $2.25? With 4, 8, 9 quarters. 9 quarters. So to double check, we're going to check one more time. 25, 50, 75, $1. 125, 150, 175, $2, 2.25. So that about wraps up our quarter lesson. Remember, 25, 50, 75, $1. 25, 50, 75, $1. Have a great day.